James, as I said before, gives us tests. Not by which we measure other people's faith, but by which we measure our own. He gives us tests to see if our faith is genuine. And the very first test he chooses is the test of how we respond to life's inevitable trials. It's the first thing that he gives us. And that is not amazing to me, because I want to tell you something. It's those times when you really see what people are made of. It's not the times when the coffers are full do you see the people and how they really act. It's when the coffers are empty. It's when there is no money. It's when there is no help. It's when there is nothing and it seems like all is lost. That's when you see what a person is really made of. It's when you're totally frustrated. It's when everything's going wrong. It's when you feel like not only your health, but your finances and everything else is falling apart, and all you keep getting in the mail is bills and bills and bills and never a check. That's when you see what you're made of. And it does not amaze me that James would begin with that subject. Because ultimately what he is saying in these verses is what we ought to be in those trials. He gives us 5 distinctions, 5 distinctives that mark out a genuine Christian attitude when dealing with trials. 5 things, 5 distinctions, and here they are. They're on your notes, but I'll just give you the first one. The first one is a joyful attitude. Look again at verse 2. He says, "Count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds." Now, I want to tell you right away, to the unspiritual person, that sounds ridiculous. To a person who doesn't know Christ, who is not in a relationship with God, that sounds like an insult. And some people even consider it an affront to their own sensibilities. And people ask this, they say, well, you mean to tell me that if a person loses a child or loses their husband or loses their wife, they're just supposed to put on a smile? Is the ultimate message of Christianity a semi-serious version of the song, "Don't worry, be happy"? Of course not. When James sets out his standard here, when James talks about trials and having joy in trials, I want to make first the note that he is making a distinction between joy and happiness. And there is a difference. I don't think people get it a lot of times when I say it, but there is a difference between joy and happiness. Happiness is based upon happenings. But joy is an undergirding strength. Happiness is a feeling that comes and goes, and it is essentially based on the things that are going on around us. But joy is an underlying trust that no matter what comes, the Lord will direct it for His eternal glory and for your good. You know what joy is? People ask questions. People ask, well, what is love? What is this? What is... You want to know what joy is? Joy is living out Romans 8:28.